Hey guys, happy Cinco de Mayo. Today is May 5th, 2018. It's a nice, glorious Saturday morning here in Connecticut. I spent a bunch of time yesterday kind of cleaning up the tank, mounting some of the frags that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks, and just kind of taking stock in things. Here is the Space Invader Pectinia that we had picked up a few weeks ago. Looking great. Ophelia Garden also looking great. The Blastomusa that I picked up from pieces of the ocean a few weeks ago is getting a second head already. I don't know if you could kind of make it out on the side over there. When I took it off the plug and remounted it, you could clearly see it. For those of you who watched the last video or two about my SPS being stung by an anemone, the top piece right there is what I was able to save of it. It definitely had a lot of denuded skeleton, so fragged it, put it on a little piece of rock, and moved it up. Everything else is looking really, really good. That was some SPS that, for those of you who watched the video a few weeks ago, I picked up also from pieces of the ocean during one of his auctions. Clam and trachea are looking great. Microgoniophora has all of its polyps out, looking awesome. SPS in kind of the center column here looks great as well. My little Valentini puffer, he's kind of a ham. Every time I take the camera out, he wants to be videoed. Here's something interesting. These are called Mandarin zoas, and if you look, there are three polyps, and the difference is unbelievable between the three polyps. So I don't know if I had a morph, a genetic mutation, or what, but I may actually separate those because they look so different. There's my Bazooka Joe Chalice, which has definitely been growing the last couple of weeks. Rather than use a frag plug or anything like that, I just put him on an old piece of tile. Here is kind of a little makeshift zoa garden I'm putting in. I picked up some new zoas yesterday. Again, these are some blue zoas. Oop, lost the focus there. And we have a couple of kind of aberrant ones also in there. Different coloration. Here is my Solus Pectinia, which is also looking great. It's colored right back up since I threw it into a lower light area. Avleopora looks great. And the two Nemesis bubble tip anemones. We have my watermelon Samacora there. And then a war coral up top, a chalice, Krakatoa chalice, and 3 pieces of SPS. So let's back up a little bit here. What did I want to kind of talk about a little bit today is the fact that I have not done a single water change yet. I've just been topping water off in the auto top off, and the Red Sea auto top off is definitely not the best, but it's a very simple system. I'm not really into changing it because my salinity, believe it or not, has been a rock solid 1.025. It has not moved at all. My alkalinity using Red Sea supplementation is a rock solid 9.6. I check it every day at different times of the day, and it's 9.6. My calcium dropped off a little bit. It's 415, so I bumped up an extra cc per day of dosing. Magnesium has been 1350 for weeks on end now, so I gotta say, I'm really pleasantly surprised with the Red Sea system. My nitrates have crept up a little bit to 25 parts per million. I'm not really worried about that. And my phosphate is 0.05. So that came up a little bit as well. I had been running some GFO to take care of some of the diatoms that I was getting, because this is still a young tank. And as you can see, the lights have been on for a few hours now, and there's ever so faintly a trace of diatoms in the tank. They had really totally gone away. I did change the lighting up a little bit. I removed one of the whiter ATI bulbs and put in a total of 4 of the coral blues. The corals seem to definitely like that a little bit better. You definitely get a little more of a pop to the corals. There is one actinic in there, and I'm not sure of what the 6th bulb is, but I've been very happy with that. All in all, the tank has been doing really, really well. CJ and I had a discussion when he was talking about the removal of nutrients from the tank, and he was talking about not wanting to use Nopox. I'm dosing 10 cc's of Nopox a day. I just find it really simple from my perspective to use. I could go up a little bit, down a little bit to really dial in the nitrates and phosphates where I want them to be. In the past, I have had refugiums, I have had algae reactors, and for me, it just became more of a detritus issue, pumping water through, Chaeto, or, just, for me, it didn't work. I wanted simplicity. I wanted to be able to just, ratchet up a pump or ratchet down a pump. And with this tank, I had made the conscious decision, after having tried Aquaforest products and Triton products, to go very, very simple, just dose stuff that I had used in the past, and everything seems to be doing well. Remarkable is that I've seen growth. I'm going to try to get a picture when the lights are out, especially in my Euphilia. The number of heads that are sprouting. There's my adult chevron tang getting in the way as usual. The number of heads have kind of exploded on that hammer coral. When the lights were out, there were almost too many to count last night. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. The Aquaspawn up top there has 2 new heads coming in as well. So that's not growth I've seen in my tanks before, using, again, the Aquaforest method or the Triton method. That being said, the only other difference I have in this tank is I'm not running LEDs, I'm running T5s. The LEDs I was running were Ocean Revives. I had 3 of them over a 125 gallon, which is a 72-inch long tank. They are the same lights that CJ was running and Rico of Rico's Reefs. And, I had great coral growth, but then things just started to kind of peter out a bit. It could have been a combination of the chemicals, it could have been a combination of a bunch of issues, but I gotta say, I'm very impressed and happy with the growth in my 525 XL. I'm gonna next week post some labs up and some graphs to show where we're at with everything. I have some new corals coming, and then I think we're gonna lay off on the corals a little bit, and then we're gonna start thinking about some ways to upgrade the plumbing a little bit here. But I want to thank everybody for their support, especially my fellow Red Sea Reefers on the Facebook page, and just thank the community for the support they've shown, the questions they've asked, and the comments they've made. So please subscribe, like, and share this video if you find it useful. And I look forward to seeing some of your videos. I've met more than a few people here, and I've enjoyed looking at their tanks as well. So take care and have a good weekend.